Hi. Oh, I have my trusty day timer here. We're going to go through it. It's actually Tuesday. We get really late start this time. Been busy. That's good. And we just got home from a discussion. We went to West Sacramento, and three sisters were teaching two young men. Well, young. One's in his 20s, one was 35, um, but they act kind of young. And I'm getting a notice here on my computer. And so we're going to back up, though, and go back to um, July 8th. That's a Monday. So that's last week. And we were supposed to take one elder to an emergency care. That didn't work out. That's P day. That's preparation day. Mondays where you get to do laundry, do shopping, and all that kind of stuff. And I ended up going into the little place, urgent care, just a rash, got it taken care of. Everything is fine. Uh, had a good conversation with the nurse practitioner, and then we just hung around and did stuff. But that day I got an email back. We're searching out people that aren't coming out to church regularly and seeing if we can help them understand why it might be a good idea to come back. So because there are so many of them, we sent out an email to 12 and got a response back from a guy named Tim, and it was quite eloquent, but he was also out of touch and had excuses why church was no longer important in his life and God wasn't important in his life, and that's okay. We just take it in and love him and move on. Uh, Tuesday, I was having trouble with this laptop that I'm using now, and it was really giving me a hard time. It was doing some flaky things, and I couldn't figure it out. There's some tech elders in Santa Rosa that I was able to call. I called them up. We talked about it. They made a suggestion. They said record it if you can to watch the keystrokes, and so we did that. Judie was over my shoulder, right back here, and had the screen and my hands on the keyboard, and took a video. And sure enough, we found out what it was. And it was just that the mouse pad is so sensitive that uh, uh, it would pick up my thumb moving just above it. Anyway, got it figured out, and so that's taken care of. But that took a while, and now it's really frustrating. And that evening, two of the elders came over from Davis, and uh, first they were just there to take a break and get a water and a couple of cookies. But then they said, let's go see this lady over here. She's close by, and we haven't been able to see her for a while. Maybe we can go and we'll all catch her. And sure enough, we went to see this person that had been in meeting with the elders and learning for her kids, actually learning the gospel and what it's all about. And we caught her home, and we are taking her out to lunch tomorrow. Anyway, we got there at a good time because she's moving, and we were able to get in motion help from the congregation, the ward, to help her move this next Friday, Friday this week. And so that was really productive, and we had a great discussion. And so we ended that day on a very positive note. On Wednesday, we went to Davis to take somebody to the genealogy library named Lisa.
Yeah, to Woodland.
Woodland, I'm sorry, Woodland, which is 9 miles north. And we took her to the genealogy library. They have one there in the church building, and got her set up. And then we left, and somebody else was going to come and take her home. We found out later that she's a brand new member of the church, and she has some challenges, and she has some history, and she had a little bit of a meltdown, and somebody came and took her home, and she was supposed to come to our class that night, Wednesday night. We teach that gospel studies class that outlines the views of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And she did not show. A couple other people did, and we had a great evening, and we taught, I think it was the fourth lesson. And on Wednesday, Jen and Rodg, our daughter and son-in-law, they came out in their new little sports car that they bought. They were having fun, and they were getting away from kids, and they stayed over Wednesday night, and then again Thursday night. Thursday with Jennifer's birthday, and we still had some things to do, which we did some things, but we backed off a little, and then we went out to dinner Chinese on Thursday night, and uh, we took Judie to the the dental surgeon to be checked out. It's a week after her fall, and they did some pretty impressive X-rays where they could rotate the head all the way around and look at all the roots up in the above the teeth, and got a clear from that dentist that at this point this thing's looked okay. He's an oral surgeon, so he's got a little more experience, and so that was very promising. And so we got through that. She's probably not out of the woods as far as her teeth goes, but we're in good shape right now. And that day she did have a challenge with her shoulder that's probably related to the fall that she had because she cushioned herself with her hands. And so just working through it. We're old. What can I say? We just got to deal with that kind of stuff. But it went well, and so we moved on. Friday, well, Jen and Roger were around, I want to say half a day, and we just didn't do too much on Friday. Got some housekeeping kind of stuff that's related to our finding people, but not that much. We took it easy. Saturday there was a baptism in Winters, which is about 15 miles west of here. It's one of our areas, and we took two of the elders from here, and then we picked up some elders in Dixon, which is 8 miles west, southwest, and took them up to Winters, and the baptism went through. It was a guy named Dan, and we'd been involved with a couple of discussions, elders teaching, us just sharing information about our history in the church. And so that was a really great thing. A very humble, nice man. He has some challenges with health and just super guy. So that was a great thing that happened then. And then we took everybody back, took the elders to Dixon, and then two back here to Davis, and then we kind of laid low Saturday as well. Okay, and then Sunday we went to, again, we go to Woodland, California. That's 9 miles north, and there's two chapels there, Woodland first and Woodland second. And we cover both of those, and we wrestled with what's the best way to do that. And it turns out we went to the first 1 hour meeting in the first ward. Then we hopped in the car and drove 2.8 miles and went to the second hour at the second ward. And then this next week we'll go to the second ward first and the first ward second, etc., etc. We'll just rotate. We'll go to each building each Sunday, but we'll alternate which meetings we go to. And so we accomplished that, and we met the two new sisters that are in Woodland area, two young sister missionaries, and they're just excited to be out just like the rest of them, and it was fun to meet them. And then later in the day at 7 p.m. we went to a fireside. A fireside is it's in the chapel in the church, and they'll have speakers and some presentation. And this was a returning mission president. So we work with the elders and sisters all the time, and they're 18 to 22, something like that. And then we're senior missionaries. And then there's a mission president, and the mission president is over anywhere from 130 to 170 missionaries. Well, they had a mission president returning from Brazil, and he was the fireside or the talks, and it was outstanding. He's in Brazil, a developing country compared to the United States, and he had some really great stories about what's going on. He was over 150 missionaries in one area of Brazil. So that was just an outstanding time. Now, I'm going to go ahead to Monday, and I'm going to do today too. I'm running late this week, so I'm going to put them both together. Oh, no. We're up to the 10-minute mark, so I'm not. So have a nice week, and we've had good 2 days, and we're not telling you till next week. So thanks a lot. Bye.